Good evening. My name is Alex Nare, and I'm privileged today to be welcoming you to the International Girls in ICT Day YouthConnekt Hangout. And a lot can be said about girls in ICT in Rwanda. Today, we are joined by panelists Honorable Jean-Philbert Senjimana, Minister of Youth and ICT, to my immediate left. Next to him is Ms. Lucy Mbabazi, President of Girls in ICT in Rwanda. And to my immediate right is Mr. Ok Lutzman, Country Director of UNDP Rwanda. And further to my right is Ms. Redempta Batete, Director of Gender Promotion in Mijiprof. We're joined by University of Rwanda Huye campus and Rwanda's Techpreneur Innovation Center KLab. And without wasting a lot of time or going on explaining what International Girls in ICT is all about, I'd like first of all to welcome the Honorable Minister Jean-Philbert Senjimana to give welcoming remarks, opening remarks to this to today's YouthConnekt Hangout. Honorable Minister, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Alex. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. I won't talk much about the day itself because that's what Lucy is here to talk about. What I want to talk about is why we think this is really important. This is a day, and this is a series of events that are going to remind us that it is very important for the young girls and women globally, but especially in our country, Rwanda, to take up studies and careers in ICT. It's important because, as you know, our country is on the move. We are busy transforming our economy from an agriculture-based economy to a knowledge economy. And ICT happens to be the engine of that transformation. And as we do so, we are unlocking a new world of opportunities. New jobs, new careers, new market outreach, new connections, and those are opportunities that we wouldn't like to leave to only the young boys or men. Those are opportunities we'd like to reach everyone in this country. But statistics, unfortunately, tell us that there is a difference between the number of men having access to those opportunities and the number of women. And it's not only about studies, it's not only about careers, it's also about generally empowerment of women with technology. We know that technology today supports all economic sectors, right from agriculture to education to small trade to access to basic services. So the gap in access between men and women translate directly into a disadvantage when it comes to socioeconomic empowerment. So we'd like to use this opportunity this day to remind ourselves of the unfinished job that we still need to do to bridge those gaps. So those are the few things I wanted to note, but I know there are much more in store. I know that it won't just be a day we celebrate. There is a series of activities, and I look forward to being part, and I'd like to thank my friend Lucy for really driving this initiative, for championing girls in ICT, and probably end by calling on all girls and women of Rwanda to really step up and use these technologies for their socioeconomic development, to parents to encourage their girls, their young girls, to embrace science, technology, which will later on lead them to taking on jobs and careers in IT, and tell the young girls themselves that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Please step up and take it. I'd like also to thank our partners of the One UN. We are joined here by Auke, who is the resident coordinator of the UNDP. Now, we have been working with UNDP as part of the YouthConnekt, which is a platform that connects young people with opportunities. And among those young people, we'd like to see many more girls coming up, and also Redemptor, who represents the Minister of Gender and Family Promotion. We are in this business together, and we are really determined to make a difference.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And he has mentioned that we have Redemptor, who's representing Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion, and being the Director of Gender Promotion, I guess the Minister has left her with quite a challenge on the unfinished business that the Minister alludes to. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Ms. Redemptor to make her remarks on the role of innovation, especially in girls and women empowerment.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Honorable Minister of Family Promotion, we would like to thank MYICT and partners for inviting us to this hangout. We would like to thank Girls in ICT for the good innovations that was started, and we pledge our support in this journey. We know for sure that embracing ICT is not a very easy one, just like embracing gender equality. But we are committed to support and put in place initiatives, strategies, programs that will help to encourage girls, not forgetting their brothers, to embrace ICT, because if we are talking about ICT, we are talking about development, and we cannot develop or we cannot advance if we do not involve our brothers in this journey. There are many stereotypes that exist around ICT, just like it is with gender equality. The Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion, with partners, not forgetting the National Women Council, have strategies in place, most of them related to sensitization, encouraging girls to take on science and technology, encouraging parents, their brothers and sisters to support them, because if we do not have the support that we can lean on, then we cannot advance. We should also always remember our fellow sisters, for example, those who have not had a chance to advance their education due to different challenges that they meet in life. I'll set out some examples here. We have our sisters that do not advance in education due to challenges such as early teenage pregnancies. So when we talk about ICT, we should always remember and ensure that ICT is inclusive, that we include even those ones who have been disadvantaged due to factors that probably have not been as a result of their own. So Major Prof is here to support all the efforts, all the interventions that have been set up. We have different platforms that we can use. We have the mentorship program. Usually the mentorship program targets young girls who are in universities, but lately we've been mentoring them in leadership, in entrepreneurship, but we would like now to include ICT on the list, so that wherever we talk about leadership, wherever we talk about entrepreneurship, we also include ICT, knowing that ICT is cross-cutting and that it is a key driver for development. We can work together. I'm talking about girls in ICT now specifically, to advance this dream, the seed that you have planted. We want to see this seed growing and growing wider, but not widely. So we are here to work with you. We have partners that we work with, different partners. So if we can all come together, we'll shape this up and we'll achieve what we have set this dream for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Redemptor, for those remarks. And I guess we're reserving some time for questions later on. I know the people at the Huye campus and the people at KLab may be burning with questions. So there will be an interaction session after the panelists have given us their remarks, and we will invite in the questions. So for now, I'd like to welcome Mr. Auk, the country director of UNDP, to give us remarks on girls, women, and innovation, the One UN perspective, basically.
Thank you, Alex, and very good evening to everyone. I also already want to wish you a very happy Girls in ICT Day. I believe it's going to be celebrated on Thursday, if I'm not wrong. So maybe it's a bit early, but nevertheless, given the topic, I think it's very timely. So let me just maybe start off at saying why are we so worried about girls, and particularly girls in ICT? I think there are some very strong reasons for that, and this is also the reason why the UN has gotten so much involved in supporting employment of youth and women in particular. So the first point I want to make is that if you look at the Rwanda poverty profiles that have come out from the National Institute for Statistics, you can see that actually women are more affected by poverty than their male counterparts. The second point is that if you look at the unemployment rates of females and compare it to unemployment rates of males, you can see that the women are disadvantaged. At the university level, you see actually there's a 7 percentage point difference between girls and boys in terms of their unemployment or employment status, depending how you look at it. Also, if you look at, for example, the composition of the workforce, you see that the majority of women are actually employed in the agricultural sector and informal sectors as opposed to in the formal sector. Also, I can mention that if you look at who is accessing credit, you see that women are accessing credit much less than men do. So that in a way answers the question also why we should really promote women, and particularly the employment of women in the ICT sector, because there are job opportunities out there. And I think it's very important to connect the girls that are interested in this sector, to connect them to those job opportunities that are currently available for them. Because also from the ICT perspective, many companies are looking for ladies to really also balance their workforce. I mean, many people don't think about it that way, but also for companies it's important to have a balanced workforce because it actually increases the productivity of the company. And finally, what I also can say is that, of course, promoting girls in ICT is very important, also in line with the government gender equality strategy, but also the way the UN looks at gender equality in empowerment. So what have we done so far? From the UN's perspective, we're working very closely with the government in the context of the National Employment Program. We have put a program together that is supporting the National Employment Program, which is a special focus on youth and women. As the Minister said also, we are supporting very strongly YouthConnekt itself to make sure that young people can connect to those opportunities and resources that are out there. And also, for example, we're supporting also specifically girls in ICT. We supported the Miss Geek competition last year. We will do so again this year. And I do believe that Lucy will talk more about that. So I would like to leave it at that for now, and we'll wait for the questions later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alk, for those statistics that you've given us. It's very, I mean, the statistics put things in perspective, especially for my comrades, the guys, the men who are out there wondering what's this whole talk about girls in ICT Day, and when is the men in ICT they're going to come up. But I won't take that debate on right now. I would like to invite Miss Lucy Mbabazi, President of Girls in ICT, to tell us what her views, but also achievements since the establishment of Girls in ICT in Rwanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. It's certainly a pleasure to have this platform where we get to share about what Girls in ICT Rwanda does. We certainly have great partners in the Ministry of Youth and ICT who have been there from day one, the United Nations Development Program as well, who are great supporters of the Miss Geek initiative. But what we at Girls in ICT do and aspire to do is to encourage and inspire girls to get into the technology field. When you look at, when you hear the statistics that the UN has given, or even walk into any board meeting in a tech company, chances are that you'll find one woman. I sit on a board where I'm the only woman among, I think, 7 men. And, it's definitely a lonely place to be. And it would be good to have more women engaging in ICT, in tech solutions for the country. That is still very male dominated, but in Girls in ICT we have a group of girls that are policy makers, policy implementers, software gurus, business owners that we like to call techpreneurs, that are working hard in developing solutions using technology to solve the problems that we face today. And we want to take that message out to every girl in Rwanda, for them to know that technology is really an enabler of solutions. As women, we are very prone to solving problems around the house, around our community, etc. And what we want women to know, first of all, is that technology can further simplify those problem-solving abilities, and we want the girls to know that they can begin to use technologies to solve their problems now, to think about solutions to problems, and most importantly, to pursue it as a career. It's an exciting career. I work in payments technologies, but I was a programmer in my previous. I can also sit at the table with policymakers and talk about the things that they're planning for the country, provide input in how they can benefit not just girls but everyone. But most importantly, we aspire to be role models for girls everywhere, whether they are privileged or underprivileged, whether they're in rural or urban, that they too can pursue this. Many of us have different backgrounds. We certainly didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouths, but we've been able to earn our way to where we are by working hard, and technology has been a very big part of making that happen. So some of the things that we do are we partner with the Ministry of Youth and ICT to go to schools during the ICT awareness campaigns that they conduct in every district. And that's a nationwide program. So we do have ambassadors that will go out and talk to girls, typically anywhere from there are participants of about 25,000 people that come together in these awareness campaigns. We engage with them, and most of the time girls are asking you questions that they probably won't get a chance to ask their mother. They have mothers that are working on the farm that know very little about technology. So we get to answer those questions for them. We get to sort of stand as an example of what they can aspire to be. away from what they are growing up seeing, which is their parents working on the farm, etc. And there's nothing wrong with working on the farm, obviously. In fact, the technology also helps to better productivity and make work on the farm easier. And so we want girls to be able to understand all these things. We do have, we do also work with a program called Tech Kobwa, and that involves training girls in coding. Coding is the way technology speaks to maybe put a sentence on a page. That's behind that is a programming language that will enable for simple things to be done. And of course, we have the MYICT initiative, which we endeavor to do every year. This is the second year running that we're doing MYICT. And what we aim to do with MYICT is to get the message out about technology as a solution that girls can think about to solve different problems. So last year we had a competition that involved only university students. This year we upped that ante and involved high school students. So it's been interesting to see the solutions provided by a slew of students from as far as Ngoma, Gisenyi, different schools, Bujeseda, which goes to show that people are hearing about this initiative. We also had teachers support their students to answer this question, the question pertaining to simplifying education for every Rwandan child, whether they are in a rural area or in the urban area. And you'll get to hear about it more on Saturday. But it's really an initiative that we have found to be effective in raising awareness about technology, and we hope to continue doing it. Now, Girls in ICT Day is something that we celebrate every year. We started celebrating it with the support of MYICT in 2012. And it's really been such a joy going to the schools where we typically go, primary schools and secondary schools, to have girls involved in a specific problem and share that, work together with other girls to think about that problem and develop a solution, and then also share those solutions with everyone. The confidence that we see, the zeal that we see, the smiles on their faces as they're going through this process is inspiring. And that's why we continue to do what we do, and we'll continue to do that. And we hope that the MYICT competitors will be carrying that torch forward in the future. I mean, people like myself will have to go off and make way for the young girls to carry the torch and continue to celebrate this great career choice in technology and encourage more girls to embrace it as well.
Thank you very much, Lucy. If there was a big enough crowd here, I would ask them to give you a very big applause. But those that are watching, that are connected with us from Huye and from KLab, I hope you have heard the message loud and clear. There's sorry. Tell him he's can they see us? Okay, yeah, so I'm talking to the girls. I can see the girls in KLab with the KLab general manager, and the message that Lucy has alluded to, or some of the points that she has touched, is being the lone board member, female board member in a tech company on some of the boards that she sits on. And I must admit, coming from the private sector, that there is a huge gap for women that are on boards for technology companies. But it starts from adopting technology, from using technology. And I'll speak on behalf of the ICT chamber and say we would love to have more techpreneurs, female techpreneurs, The ladies that are in KLab, the ladies that are in Huye, this is a message that I could say personally I'm sending out to you. As you're studying, as you're learning these things, look out. I know you did and you do so many things in entrepreneurship. So also consider becoming entrepreneurs. Consider turning those ideas, those final year projects, those challenges that you're meeting every day into a small company. Come up, join up with other girls and start something. Because up to date, we still have a very low number in female-led tech companies, and we would love to have more of these, and that is what is also going to increase some of these statistics that we're talking about, where we have very few board members in the tech space. So female board members in the tech space. So without further ado, I can see it's already time for us to interact with participants from remote locations. I would have had questions for the panelists myself, but I think let's first hear from you in KLab, from you in Huye. So I can see the moderator there is Claudette. You have the microphone.
Yes, yes. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay. I have to say that it's rather interesting to see you on screen when you were here just just a few hours ago. But as you can see, I am with a group of around 20 girls who are eager to ask you and to interact with the panelists. I have with me the Miss Geeks, the future Miss Geeks. They're sitting on the first row, and I have with me the girls in ICT, and I have with me a few students from Bridge to Rwanda as well. And I will start with Vanina.
Thank you. Okay, so my name's Vanina Mutako, as you just said, and I'm so glad to be attending to this. And my question goes to the Minister of ICT in Rwanda, and what has been done specifically to girls to encourage them, like, embrace technology, specific in Rwanda, specifically to girls so far. So the point is, we can go by those, like, those activities that have been done, and then look those that have been the most effective and put more, like, emphasis on them, so that we can get more girls embracing technology.
Well, thank you so much for the good question. I think what has been done, this is one of the things that is being done as we speak. It's an exercise that comes every year. We've been going around the country, as Lucy said, encouraging girls in different secondary schools especially to take upon ICT careers, because that's the precise moment where they make these, choices that will affect the rest of their lives. So we want to make sure that at the time of making those critical choices, they know that there are options, and one of the best options available in terms of a great career today and the future is a career in a new technology. What Lucy didn't say is she's one of the best paid people in Rwanda. I used to be one when I was in the private sector in a tech company. So girls, you need to know that if you want to make money in the future, being a tech, a geek is one of the ways. But it's just one of the good part of joining this career. The other is really to be able to be involved in changing and transforming people's lives. So we are going to continue to do this advocacy, but what we're interested to hear even from you is what else do you think we can do beyond facilitating girls and boys in this country to have access, about the one laptop per child, more than 200,000 computers today being equally accessed by young men and women in different parts of the country. I think all the access programs that the government has put in place are not discriminatory. Girls have equal access as boys. You know, some of the programs from Imbuto Foundation, where the First Lady has been encouraging young girls to go for tech studies and awarding the best performers across the country. And always, I think the reward has been a laptop, which is a symbol, which is a tool for you to start a great journey learning about technology and becoming a techpreneur in the future, or an executive in the future. So we are also interested not only to receive questions, but also receive ideas on what else we can do and what you also at your level can do to advance this great cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I don't know if you're comfortable, you feel contented with the answer the minister gave, but I also saw a challenge that he threw back at all of us on more solutions. So you seem to have another question?
I actually have a suggestion on what can.
Please go ahead.
So I suggest that first of all, like if you really want to get more girls embracing technology, then it has to be more of creating that inner passion in them. Like they have to be aware of what technology is. As in, I can't decide to go for a course in, let's say, a computer-related course when I really don't know what I'll be doing in the future in that course. So I suggest get more clubs related to technology in schools, and those clubs are to be run by students. So it is easier for me to get inspired. Like if I see my fellow students embracing this, then if they talk to me and like convince me to do it, then on the level of students, then it's easier for them to like get that inner passion, and then it can go on progressing. So more
Great
clubs.
Challenge for girls in ICT.
Well, the one thing that I think would be great to have is girls in ICT groups in every school, right? I think you said that you have a suggestion, but I challenge you to be the one to start that. Well, you go to a science and technology school, but be the one that starts a club, maybe in your school or in your community, for people to get a chance to know that it's a cool thing. So what I'm hoping actually is that with the help of MYICT and maybe Mineduc, is that every school can have a Girls in ICT club, and we can all collaborate together with all those schools in hopefully all those villages that we have, over 14,000 villages, putting out that message. That would be, I think, a dream come true for me, and I think would go very well with what Vanina had suggested.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vanilla. I didn't get your name properly, but as they talk about girls in ICT clubs, I see somebody sitting at the back slightly behind Claudette. No, not that side. Claire, who has been talking about girls in ICT clubs, STEM clubs in schools, and has a number of proposals that she's put together for that. So this is a suggestion that is ready to get off the ground. I don't know what you want. If you have any comments towards that, Claire.
Thank you, Alex. Actually, we have an idea for setting STEM club in all high schools. The reason why I want to set up those clubs is we want to spread out like the technology idea about the young girls, especially the one who living in a rural area. That is many idea I want to focus, like the girls and the like young ladies who are living in a rural area. That is the main idea for STEM clubs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Claudette, you still have more people to ask questions.
Well, Diana, you said you had a question before. But can you come in front? Her name is Diana.
Oh, thank you. People in Huye, don't feel left out. We're coming to you in a few.
Thank you so much. I prefer sitting. Thank you. My name is Diana and I'm from British Rwanda. And first of all, I'm so impressed by the work my government specifically and what we are doing as people to enable ICT to continue to reach out to girls. And specifically, I love the idea of ICT clubs in high schools, but we know that one of the biggest challenges for anything is resources. And so my question to you is, what are you doing as Girls in ICT, as the Ministry of Youth and ICT, to give resources to these girls really so that you spark their creativity and their way of working together so that they can really be self-motivated to be in ICT and find the spark and interest?
Well, let me take on that, but I think everyone here has an answer to that. You know, I'm one of those people who don't believe that resources is the problem. You know, an idea just born here. I think the idea needs to be taken to the next level. The most precious resource is the human resource. So put all those ideas together. The other resource we have is we have the energy. We are still young. We are young people. Most of the things we can do don't even require financial resources. But when it comes to also financial resources, we are going to put all our resources together and come to meet the expectations that we are going to collectively create. But what the challenge is, go make a concept, do what you can do without external support. But when you get to a point where you need external support to go to the next level, then we'll be right there to support you. But I know, for instance, that most of you go to schools where there are labs, for instance. So nothing prevents you, for instance, for creating a website for that club in that particular school. Allow people to look into the projects you have, into your dreams, and allow people to associate with what you want to do. We will be coming. When we first got the request from Girls in ICT to support this program, it's something that came from them. The next year, what we did, we created a budget line in the ministry. There is some money. We are going to be able to buy a few computers as rewards for the winners this coming Saturday. But that is the demand that was there at that time. But if the demand grows and we see that there are a promise for great results, I can tell you, resources is not going to be the issue. But the passion, the vision, the determination that you are going to come up with, especially showing what you can do without external support, is going to be the one factor that is going to bring that external support. But let me tell you, there are so many people who are interested in supporting this movement. We take these things seriously. We know the transformative power of a tool like ICT into the hands of a future woman leader, a future mother. So wherever I go, I talk to people. By the way, this is a program that was initiated by the International Telecoms Union. It's strongly supported by UN Women. There are so many people in the corporate world, private sector, that like to see a program that is well done and put some resources on it. But it is your task. It is Girls in ICT's task to design a good program that everyone would be proud to be associated with. That's why we are proud to be associated with Girls in ICT in Rwanda.
Maybe to add to that, for sure, resources are not an excuse, because where, it's been said, where there is a will, there is a way. If I can give an example of Miss Geek, when we started, it was quite difficult to get support. Aside, obviously, government is stretched with so many priorities, so we can't expect that they're going to fund our entire budget. And so going to institutions to request for support was not something that we got easily. but we still planned, used our own resources in many instances to put on the first event. And when it was successful, we then this year got more support. So you have to take the initiative to start something, to to grow that idea. And I promise you, when that idea is good and you go out there and convince people that it is good, you will get the support that you need, be it from government or any other business that is looking for ideas. I mean, there are so many tech companies that are in the business of looking for ideas and funding those ideas to become a product, a business, etc. So you go on and work on those ideas, and that's why we have Miss Geek. Miss Geek is really a competition of ideas, and we hope that those ideas can inspire more ideas, but more importantly, that those ideas can indeed become real solutions to the problems that we face today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can she add something?
We've run out of time. We need to go to Huye, but please, Diana, you're welcome. Everybody is fighting for you here to add something.
No, I think my question was a little bit too set to financial terms, but I was talking about knowledge. Even though we have labs and everything, we are still short on knowledge. So my question is, how are you bringing in? How are you sparking these students to bring up ideas and be innovative?
I'm sorry.
The financial terms.
Knowledge is probably the easiest commodity to get, especially with the presence of technology, because once you, there are times when something will come to my mind and I'll just go to my phone quickly and do a search on that keyword, and I'll find a lot of information about it. So the minister said that there are labs, and I imagine that the government is doing more work to put labs out there. But if you want to get knowledge, you need to seek it. No one is going to bring it to you, right? So the schools are doing what they can to equip you with information and maybe how to find that knowledge. But really, I believe that 99% of our knowledge comes from self-initiative to go and find out that information. So I would still challenge you to go out and find the knowledge for the things that you seek. And when you can't find it, you have a slew of resources in government, in the private sector, but mostly on Google to help you find a solution, to find the knowledge that you seek.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Can we please go to Huye? I know the people in Huye are burning with questions. I don't know the moderator there. I can see you in the middle. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alexi. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Youth and ICT. All protocol observed. We've been following you, the panelists, and we have got a group of ladies here, more than 20 ladies with 4 gentlemen. As you know, Rwanda is a leading country which promotes gender equality. That's why we don't only have ladies. Here in Huye, ladies who are following, they preferred to start with ideas instead of questions. That's why we would like to give the floor to ladies who have ideas as far as innovation in ICT is concerned. We've been exchanging on this year's theme, and some ladies came up with ideas on creating application which will solve the problem of library management. And another lady said that she's working on an application which will be there to solve a problem of bus ticket booking. And another one is working on an application that will be used in invigilating exams. So let's begin with a lady who has an idea on application that will give a solution to library management.
Please tell us your names as you introduce yourself and then your idea.
Thank you. My name is Josiane Mlekatete. I study at National University of Rwanda, Huye campus. for FIA students. I said that in business information technology, and I interested in IT, information communication technology, and I have idea in developing a software that will help library management system. Yeah, my idea is for mobile application for library management. Yeah, I am interested in it because there's some problem of library that the library have. Some library have manual system by when they lending the books, the item that they have. Yeah, I developed a system that will help the librarian in lending the book and the student who borrow it. Yeah, my idea is that the system that the librarian use, it will help the students and the library in lending the book. When the student come in library to borrow the book, they will fill the form, and when the librarian fill the identification of the student, as they give the student the item that he wants, the system will send the SMS to the student on her phone or his phone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I had there were about 4 ideas or 4 questions, and if there's anything that you want this side of this side of the hangout to do about what your idea is, please feel free as well to tell us. It's a good idea. If you need mentorship, what do you need exactly? What do you need facilitation, or you're just informing us? I've had some ideas which are already on the market with other players. So how can you differentiate yourself, maybe? So if you don't mind making some of those comments as well. So if you don't mind passing on to the next person with the idea, because we're kind of running out late, and then maybe we'll get comments from the panelists here who can make comments on what you're saying. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. My name is Jean-Baptiste Michomiza. We go to the next lady who has also an idea about how to innovate in ICT, though she's a lady. We are used to many men who are in that field, but she has also started an application which is on. Maybe it's not yet finished, but it's there. Let's give opportunity to her to explain that project.
Thank you. My name is Shima Giselle. My app is about ticket bus booking. So, as we know, in those days, we used to go to the agency to just book a ticket or to call them. So I asked myself, why can't do it on our phone or on a website? So I say I can develop it by booking it, by just doing a book on the web, and you can have the answer if there is a ticket for you at the time you wish to go at anywhere in Rwanda. So I had a problem to ask Miss Redemptor. She said that there is some internship for girls in helping them in coding. So how can I go in it? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. So if you can pass on the microphone to the next person with a question, because it's a few seconds to 7 p.m. Then we can get some remarks and comments or reactions to your solutions.
Yeah, there is a lady with a question who is in the field of medicine. She says she has a question to ask.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm called Alice Giraneza. I'm not in ICT field, but I'm interested in the community problem solving. I have thought of an application that we can develop with the help of girls in ICT contribution, as they suggested that they can make those girls in ICT clubs in different universities. In my field, I have seen a problem at hospitals of waiting for doctors for a long time, and even a patient can stay for 2 days just waiting for a doctor, and it's really a great problem for them. And I suggested a solution that if we can develop an application so that before transferring a patient, a nurse maybe can see if there is a place or how many patients are there, and if he is able to get a doctor, and by which time, so that we can't lose time for patients, saving their lives, just waiting for doctors. That was my suggestion, and I really appreciate the idea of implementing the girls in ICT clubs in different universities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. We have to go back to you. I think our time is over.
Yeah, we have some reactions from the people on the panel here. That I'll start by welcoming the Honorable Minister of Youth and ICT. I guess he has some reactions to what was said.
Thank you, Alex. And I'd like to start by greeting the people in Huye. You are my sisters, my young sisters. I was at the same school, same department of ICT a few years back. So, hi there. The comment I had on the different ideas, I think they are fantastic. You know, what is really amazing is to see that everyone who's graduating today has an idea of some kind of solution they can bring to the market. And when in our time, the App Store didn't exist. The whole idea of an app didn't exist. So we used to do web-based applications, but today apps and mobility has really broadened the space for you guys to be innovative. And as you go to innovate, there is always one thing. I would like to come back to what Lucy said. The different solutions that you talked about, I had an impression that those are solutions where we have so many already in the market. We have so many, probably thousands of library management systems. Where we have so many ticketing systems for buses, for stadium, for different things. So the first thing that everyone should do before embarking on any new, something you think is new, is to really do your homework in terms of searching the web. Use Google. Make sure that if you want to come up with something, you are not reinventing the wheel. By the time you start designing the app, know how you are going to make it, differentiate it. It wouldn't make sense to spend 3 months to do something that is not even up to the mark that has been set by a similar product. And there are so many open source software in all these domains. So as you pitch in your solution, as you present your solution, the first sentence should be that there are so many library management systems, but I did a study and I realized that all of them, or most of them, are lacking this functionality. So I am building a software to address a gap that I saw. But when you sound like it's a new idea, you present it as something that you would be the first person to do, and everyone knows that it's not right. It doesn't come out well and doesn't reflect well on you. So I think that's something, a message that I want to pass across, not only to you in Huye, but to the entire youth innovation community in Rwanda, because I've seen this tendency more than once. Otherwise, we'd like to thank you for having joined us this evening. And please spread the word. Saturday, we've selected actually Saturday to celebrate. We know the day is supposed to be the last Thursday of every month of April globally, but we wanted to maximize on people's attention, so we decided, Girls in ICT decided to hold the celebration and the day on Saturday this week. So we want to call upon everyone to keep watching this space, because much more is coming your way this week. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if Lucy has any comment or Oak has any comments. Redemptor, maybe closing remarks or anything.
Thank you, Alex. What I'm going to say is maybe a bit too old-fashioned for you guys, because there was an old American president with the name of John F. Kennedy, which is definitely way before your time and even before my time. But he said famously one day that it's not about what your country can do for you, but it's what you can do for your country, right? And this is sort of along the way that was said by Lucy and the minister as well. So in the UN also we realized that, you know, innovation is a new currency for development. So there is a very big task ahead for all of you. Maybe also to leave you with an inspiring story. You know, I'm sure you all know igihe.com, right? So I happen to know these guys who started igihe.com, and they told me that, you know, it just started with an idea, and they had access to a computer lab at KIST. And this is how the idea grew and grew, and now if you can see today at the website of igihe.com, you see what it has led to. So if you have a really good idea, I agree that you don't really need much resources. It's more about, you know, if there's a market for that idea, it will work no matter what you put into it. So I think it's more about, you know, having the brilliant idea, having the perseverance to go through with it, and, you know, work on it every day while you can, and you move forward that way. So we will support you, but in many, many different ways. So I'd like to thank you all for participating today, and I was happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ok.
Thank you very much, the ladies that have participated in this. I'll make a slight correction. I think Diana, who talked about her application, a bus ticketing application. What I mentioned was that Major Prof coordinates a mentorship program. And I mentioned that apparently we've been touching a lot more on leadership and entrepreneurship. And I mentioned that we would like now to bring ICT on board. But I did not mention that we provide internship in coding. I think Lucy mentioned something about coding. Yeah, but my last word would be to really encourage you to keep on innovating. Do not give up. The more you innovate, the more you learn. Like everyone mentioned, the issue of resources, yes, we need the resources, most especially the money, but let's innovate, show the world, show the sectors, show the partners that we work with that we have something, and then, like they all say, the resources will come running after you. Yeah, so that's my last word to you. Thank you.
Yes, Lucy, for your
we want to
remarks.
Sure. We want to thank the YouthConnekt for inviting us here. We certainly want to ask you to be ambassadors for the technology message to girls especially, and most importantly to invite you to celebrate with us Girls in ICT Day on Saturday, either online. We will be streaming live on YouTube, or I would not want to say come to the venue, because we really do, we'll have girls coming from around the country and have limited space as a result. But we certainly hope that you can tune in, and and are voting for your favorite solution at girlsinict.rw, where we have the People's Choice Award contest going on. All the solutions are posted. Please go there and vote. And we hope to see you on Saturday for those who can make it. But we hope to interact with you as well online during the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank our panelists. And I'm not the one closing. The minister will give his closing remarks. But as everybody was giving their remarks, I realized that one key thing may have been missed, which is the YouthConnekt itself was an initiative that was partnered by the ministry and a techpreneur most of us have come to be familiar with as Hehe. Clarisse Iribagiza, the CEO of Hehe Limited, which created this platform that we are using today. So for the ladies that are in Huye, for the ladies that are at KLab, this is where you can take the world to. So this is a level where girls lift or raise the bar. That said, I'd like to get back to the lady in Huye who said she's working on the bus ticketing platform. I'm willing to introduce you to some of the companies that are working on the bus ticketing solution. They may be able to help you. I guess you're working on it as a final year project, or even just what you talked about. You alluded to coding. How can girls get into coding? They could help you brush up or improve your coding skills. And lastly, I'd like to say that you asked how can girls get into coding. It's really simple. Lucy has already said the resources are there. The government has invested heavily in the infrastructure, the internet infrastructure. You have labs. There are free resources, Coursera, there's lynda.com, there's the Boston, the new Boston.com. All these are places where you can find free video content, very good quality video content from MIT, from Stanford, from Harvard, from Yale, from all the top universities that you can think of that can help you to improve your skills. So the ball is in your hands. It's not about, like Mr. Lutzma said, it's not about what your government can do for you, but it's also what you can do for your government. And very, very, very lastly, be the ambassadors. The only person that is the closest person that can convince other girls to get involved in ICT is a girl in ICT. It's you. So in your schools, in your homes, in your villages, in your townships, in wherever you are, try to encourage other girls to get into ICT and into technology. By the way, ICT is not equal to technology, so so into other STEM subjects. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Alex. I think there is not much left to say. I'd like to take this moment to thank all of you who've joined us from the different sites and those who are here with us, the panelists, for your precious time. One thought. Rwanda today, it's known, it's the best place to be born a girl in the world. It's really a unique opportunity that you girls have. And you know that when it comes to certain indicators like political participation, we've got, I think, the parliament with the highest representation of women in the world. Here is the challenge. Let's work also to make Rwanda the country where we have the most girls in STEM profession, in science, technology, and especially ICT. The first one in politics, it's probably easier to fix, and because we have some provisions in our constitution, and we can do a lot of initiatives to quickly increase the numbers. But when it comes to education, we need to have the commitment to invest in a continuous, sustained way, because it takes time to educate. But our role, our job and your job is to make sure that the girls of this country, that one we can do now. It doesn't require external support. that the girls of Rwanda are aware of the opportunities that the country offers in terms of building a future career in ICTs. Let's make this opportunity known, widely known by all the girls in our country. Let's encourage them. Let's really work patiently, but also aggressively to fill this gap. And let's look up to that day where Rwanda will be the country with the highest proportion of girls in technology. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Alex.
That's over. Thank you very much for everybody to attend this program.